Nvidia, the company's data center unit, its biggest division so far, seeing revenue double from a year ago to just over 30 billion, 30.8 billion during the third quarter. That's more than the combined revenue of its rivals Intel and AMD. Our next guest predicting that Nvidia will continue to lead the data center GPU market, but seeing more room for the AI juggernaut to expand. Let's talk about that with Olivier Blanchard of Futurum Group, a practice lead for devices. Olivier, great to have you here. So talk to us just about that demand and what you see as that growth opportunity ahead.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on. Well, I mean, it's kind of the same story we've been telling for the last year, 2 years, really. Is we're in the middle of an AI transformation, a huge disruption. Nvidia came in early with really the right types of products and the right roadmap. So they gained early momentum and early scale, and now they're just building on that ahead of everybody else. And primarily, it's also about the number of GPUs versus the number of CPUs that you need to run these workloads in the data center. It takes a lot more GPUs than CPUs. So by virtue of that fact, NVIDIA has an advantage just in terms of the numbers. But on top of that, they just have a really good product. They got there early and they were able to scale. So now it's just it's gravy from here for a while now for them.
So what's the excuse then for people who want to sell, for the first-time responders to those results yesterday who were responsible for a little bit of that momentary dip in the stock that we saw?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's been baffling. And it's not just Nvidia. I'm looking at other companies like Qualcomm, for instance, that are delivering super good results. AMD is also delivering super good results. And every time these tech companies, especially chip companies, deliver outstanding results, whether they hit their target or they exceed their targets, some people in the market are unhappy. And I don't know. I guess maybe they're just not happy about anything. But NVIDIA is on track to continue doing this for some time. There's no reason. There's nothing in the numbers that tells me that they're not a good bet or that they're not on the right track to expand, to continue growth. Even their Blackwell, right, which is sort of a risky bet for them, is looking really good. Demand outstrips supply, and that's going to be good for NVIDIA moving forward too.
We love the honesty, and sometimes you don't know, and it is hard to explain some of these movements that we see right after these results. I'm curious, just beyond NVIDIA, what do you see as the top picks within the space?
Other chip makers?
Yes.
Well, I like AMD for starters. They have really good solutions, and one thing that I would look at, especially as we expand the importance of these data centers, specifically for AI, and the energy requirements of these data centers, is liquid cooling. So it's not necessarily just a chip play, it's more of an infrastructure play, but their Neptune products are super solid. And I think that we're going to see a big shift and a lot more spend in liquid cooling to keep these data centers going, and lower the thermal challenges that they're running into. Another one is Qualcomm. Despite the fact that they dipped a little bit following their analyst events 2 days ago that I actually attended in New York, I think they're a really interesting company. They're seeing 2.5x growth in the next couple of years in automotive. Their diversification strategy that they laid out back in 2019 and again in 2021 is really playing out exactly as they said. So I have a lot of trust in what they're doing. There's a big opportunity in PC for both AMD and Qualcomm and Intel as well, with the transition to AI PCs. And also, I would look at Qualcomm for IoT, and especially the industrial IoT has been sort of dormant for the last few years. But the combination, or the confluence rather, of AI and low power efficiency, basically performance per watt, gives Qualcomm a huge advantage and basically an on-ramp for growth to kickstart IoT again, especially drones, intelligent cameras, moving AI to the edge. So I'm kind of bullish on them as well. They can find some growth there as well, in addition to what they're already doing.